real quick before we get into that, I want to talk about this because this is the last line of the song, and it's kind of an interesting one. And I think that this is like the big driving home factor, right? Where if there was ever any question about the change, this is where it's put to rest. And I actually think that these lines are very impactful. So he says, "What's left behind? What's left behind?" It's a question. He's questioning what is left behind, like, and then he says, "Can't take it with me." So the implication there is that he's actually thinking about his past. He's thinking about the person that he was before, and actually asking himself, like, what is there anything that I forgot or left behind? Like, is there anything from that? And but then he kind of affirms, like, because anything that's still back there, I can't take it with me. But then he says, nothing's left behind. Nothing's left behind. Can't take it with me. And I think that what that means is, like, there's nothing from that life that's worth bringing forward, bringing into this new place that he's going, which I actually think is a really deep line. You know, I think a big part of maturing and growing up and, like, developing into a better person is the loss of materiality. I think it's when you realize that, you know, things, whether it be like drugs or, you know, mansions and things like that, like, it's nice. Drugs aren't nice, but, like, having nice things can be nice for sure, but it's not really going to fulfill you. It's not really, it doesn't feed your soul, right? It doesn't do anything for you necessarily, in the sense that it makes you a better person. That doesn't mean be lazy and not care, right? It doesn't mean don't try to do things or accomplish things or things like, or something like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. You absolutely should have drive and ambition and shoot for the stars, right? But it doesn't mean that those material rewards that you get are actually, like, the point of it, right? You do it because you do it, because that's what life is about. That's part of, like, you know, that's part of what it means to live a good life and to live a happy life, is to actually pursue and move forward and embrace it. You don't just sit around and do nothing and wait to die, right? And so, but it's doing it because it's good, doing it because it's right, and because it's fruitful for your soul. And so that loss of materiality and that loss of that, like, oh, I'm doing it for money, or I'm doing it for this. It's like, you're actually probably not going to get money. Now, you should pursue money if you want to get money, for sure. But the idea that I'm portraying is that, like, that pursuit, you're actually probably going to be much more successful monetarily and much more fulfilled if you pursue it just for the pursuit. Now, that doesn't mean be stupid and reckless and just pursue something stupid that you have no chance at, right? But just to do it because you love it, right? You should be smart at the things that you do and the decisions that you make, especially if your angle is to try to get money or any material good, right? I think money is just kind of like the pinnacle of materialism. But at some point, even when you get the money, and I think this is a big thing that this song is portraying, even when you get the money and you get the fame and the success, it doesn't actually make you a better person. It doesn't actually heal who you are, or emotionally fulfill you, or spiritually or intellectually fulfill you. Only the pursuit of good things, like that pursuit of virtue can really do that. And so I think that's kind of the deeper message of this song, which is why I like it so much. It's actually a pretty deep song, and these last lines really emphasize that, about, like, it's, you know, where he's going, there's nothing that he's left behind. He doesn't need any of that stuff anymore. He shouldn't need it. And that's a really good message. That's a really strong message. Not just for, like, the album and the song overall, but also for, like, you know, real life. Because ultimately, like, that's what music is. That's what art is. Art is meant to kind of poke you on the shoulder a little bit and tell you, like, hey, come on, like, you know, awaken your mind a little bit, maybe give you a different perspective, and, like, make you think about things differently. That's why we experience art. I think, well, that's why I think you should experience art. I think that art is meant to be an intellectual pursuit, but a lot of people just think of art as something to accommodate their own emotional state, which I think is a bit reductive considering the potential of art. But we don't need to dive into all that. So yeah, we did it. Oh, sorry, no, we got the ooze.